very glad that the court gave Mr. Patel a bond and that he's going to be able to get out and celebrate the birthday that he missed while he was in custody. And so we're just very thankful about that.
Why do you think we saw him sit in jail for so long?
I think that it was just a couple different factors that played into it. You know, the court system sometimes takes a while to get bond. I think the charges were embellished at the beginning, and that sort of led to a downward spiral that resulted in him sitting in jail for a while.
Are you going to fight to get these charges dropped?
Yes, definitely. We think
Talk
Mr.
about
Patel
the
is.
process. What's next?
Yeah, so Mick is innocent, and so we're definitely going to fight for his innocence and for him to be released. The process, we filed a motion to dismiss already. It's called a demurrer, and that's a motion to quash the indictment. So we've already filed that. We're hoping that the judge will dismiss the charges. Essentially, we're saying that he can admit to all the conduct and he's not guilty of a crime.
You said the video in court, you said the video clearly shows that this was not a case of attempted kidnapping. If you could talk about that.
Right. I mean, the video is clear. If you watch the video, you can see a gentleman who is helping someone who he thought's a neighbor at a neighborly Walmart. There's nothing criminal about it. There's nothing no interaction that's scary, nothing like that.
I want to ask you about Mrs. Miller really quick. Do we, from what I understand, you said that she's made false accusations prior.
Yes.
Was this Lyft driver, Uber driver, another person of color?
Yes, he was. He was an African-American gentleman, and there's been other prior false allegations. So we're sort of investigating that now and trying to put all of that together.
Are you considering bringing charges against Ms. Miller?
I mean, we can't bring charges against her.
Filing any kind of report that could lead to charges?
I'm not sure. We're investigating. We're trying to figure out the motivations. I mean, at this point, we just want the case dismissed against Mr. Patel.
What did you make of what the district attorney's office had to say regarding a history of alcoholism and also pointing to the same video that you've provided and explaining it as something different than what you've stated?
I think this is a case of a misunderstanding, and it's very clear, and you could see that in the court today. You're looking at a video that 99.9% of people view and say it's a misunderstanding, and then the minority view that you can take to the absolute extreme, they believe supports their decision, their side of it. But I think it's clear when you watch it and you look at all the context. If you look at everything, you can clearly see that this is not a crime. That this is nothing like that. I'm not surprised that they harped on his DUI arrest. I mean, that's what they have. I don't think it's particularly relevant because we've talked to all the witnesses and no one said there was any alcohol involved. But I also think that that's sort of what they had to try to deny bond in this case. I mean, it's that's completely unrelated to this, but we brought it up. We weren't trying to hide from it. I mean, we definitely brought it up. That happens, but I don't think it had anything to do with this, and it was just what the judge said. He has no violence. He has no charges involving children. He has nothing of a sexual nature. I mean, nothing like that.
Ms. Merchant, you saw the gallery laugh when the state was presenting the video of him allegedly yanking the child. Do you think that the judge or the court system is kind of thinking the same thing, that, hey, this is a reach?
Yes, and I think that was one of those things that wasn't planned. But when you see something and someone asks you something that's just kind of unbelievable, you have an audible gasp. And as lawyers, we've spent a lot of time trying to avoid having any reaction, but I think it was hard for the people in the courtroom, especially since we've been thinking there's this, what is it? What is supporting their decision to not give him a bond? What is it? That's it. It's sort of like that old Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef? Like where, and I'm showing my age by saying that, but it's like, what? That's it? That's your case? Yeah.
There's been speculation that your relationship with the district attorney's office has played a role in this case. Do you care to comment on that, or?
I hope to God that's not the case, because, anytime you're taking someone's freedom away for 6 weeks, I mean, you're literally taking them away from their family, their friends. 6 weeks is a long time.
Do you think that is the case?
I hope not. I don't know, and I hope not. But, I hope that ultimately the right thing's done.
How's Mr. Patel been holding up the past 6 weeks? Been sitting there, no bond?
At the very beginning, it was actually really difficult because all of the news that was presented was presenting him as this fleeing kidnapper. So that was really hard. And it's hard whenever you're just getting accustomed to being in jail. I can tell you once the evidence actually came to light, things have definitely shifted, but it's still been miserable. I mean, he celebrated his birthday in jail. He's the caregiver for his elderly mother. He's had to rely on family and friends to care for her. I mean, that's a very difficult thing to do.
In a statement from the Cobb County DA given to actually NBC News Now, they said there's more to the story.
That was it. I think more to the story is that he had a DUI.
And it sounds like the district attorney's office has been in touch with the victim's or the accused's mother, and she's concerned about her safety or the family's safety. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, I'm concerned for Mr. Patel's safety. You know, I've been concerned for his safety this entire time, and I think there was a lot of things drawn out about the case early on because she chose to go to the media. It also sounded like, you know, she was letting the district attorneys handle the case, which I thought was interesting. You know, because it's up to them now if they want to release him, do the right thing.
And where is Mr. Patel now? Going back to jail?
He's got, yeah, how the process works is you have to actually go back to jail to bond out. I know on TV they walk out of the courtroom. It doesn't happen that way. So he goes back to jail and then posts the bond and actually is going to be released from the jail.
He'll
So
be home today?
He will be home today. I'm headed out there to get him. Yes.
And
I think probably 2 hours. But Cobb is really good. Cobb is fast. Yeah, Cobb processes folks pretty quickly.
I noticed the district attorney was in the room and Sheriff Craig Owens actually walked through.
I did
haven't
see
been
that.
to many bond hearings, but is that normal? Is the sheriff usually involved?
No, the sheriff is never there, and
Why do you
neither is the
think he was?
district attorney. You know, I'm guessing because of all the people. I mean, we had, almost 400 people. I think because we had almost 400 people, and we had so much community outpouring, you know, almost 50,000 signatures on a petition. So I think they were here just because of the attention.